Yo, what's up YouTube? I'm Max. This is my affirmation video. It's my affirmation journal of a book I'm copying called The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. I have everything written here. Like I said, this is my affirmation video. And I'm just repeating it. And I'm Max. And thanks for listening. This is chapter 10. And this is the meaning of surrender, acceptance of the now. This is just one take. You mentioned surrender a few times. I don't like that idea. It sounds somewhat fantastic, fatalistic. We were always accepted in the way things were not going to be and to make in which we are in an effort to improve them. It seems what the progress is all about, both in our personal lives and collective beliefs, not limitations, but presents strive beyond them and create something better. We haven't done this and would still be living in caves. How do you reconcile surrender, changing things and getting things done? For some people, surrender may not be a negative connotations, and applying defeat, giving up feelings arises challenges of life, becoming lethargic and so on. True surrender, however, is something entirely different. It does not mean to passively put whatever situation you find yourself in to do nothing about it, nor does it even cease to put plans and initiating positive action. Surrender is a simple, profound wisdom of yielding to, rather than opposing the flow of life. The only place where you can experience the flow of life is in the now. So to surrender and to accept the present is unconditionally, and without reservation. It is to relinquish any resistance to what is, and resistance to say no to what is through mental judgment and emotional negativity. It becomes particularly pronounced here when things go wrong, which say that things in the gap between demands or rigid expectations of the mind and what is. This is the pain gap. If you live long enough, you will understand that things go wrong quite often. It is often precisely at this time that surrender needs to be practiced. If you want to eliminate pain and sorrow from your life, acceptance of what is immediately frees your mind from identification and every connection with being. Resistance is the mind surrendering purely on the inner phenomenon. It does not mean that on an outer level we cannot take action and change the situation. The fact is not overall the situation means surrender is there, and it's having excitement is called now. For example, if you are stuck in the mud somewhere, you might say, okay, I resign myself to being stuck in the mud. I resign to is not surrender. You don't need to accept the undesirable, unpleasant life situation, nor do you. You need to deceive yourself and say that there is nothing wrong with being stuck in the mud. No, you recognize fully that you want to get out of it, and you want to narrow your attention down to the present moment without mentally labeling it in any way. This means that there's no judgment of the now. Therefore, there's no resistance, no emotional negativity. You accept the existence of the moment, and you take the attention all into what you're doing is getting out of the mud. And such action I call positive action. It's far more effective than negative action, which arises out of anger, despair, frustration until you achieve the desired result. You continue to be proactive in surrendering and refraining and labeling on the now. Let me give you a visual analogy to illustrate the point I am making. You are walking along the path in the night surrounded by a thick fog. We have a powerful flashlight that cuts through the fog and creates a narrow, clear space in front of you. The fog is your life situation, which includes past and future. The flashlight and the conscious presence clear spaces and now surrender all your physiological and psychological forms of that shell of that ego that creates strong separateness in the world around you, and the people in particular you come to be perceived as threatening. That unconscious compulsion to destroy others through judgment and arises and you completely dominated, and even nature becomes your enemy, and even the perceptions and interpretations are governed by fear. The mental disease that we call paranoia is only slightly more acute from this normal or dysfunctional state of consciousness. Not only is your psychological form, but also your physical form. Your body becomes resistant to these things, but you're in these different parts of these bodies that everything contracts and you can feel the flow of energy, and which is essential for healthy functioning. And that's greatly restricted. The body work and certain forms of physical therapy can be helpful in restoring this flow, but unless you practice surrendering in your everyday life, these things just give it temporary release symptoms, and since the cause of resistance barrier has not been resolved, there's something within you that remains. unaffected by it. And circumstances that make up your life situation only are surrendering and your access to it. It is your life situation for a very being which is externally in silence around being present. Finding this life isn't one thing that you need, as Jesus talked about. If you would find your life situation unsatisfactory or even intolerable, it is only by separating and surrendering first, and you can break unconscious resistance patterns that perpetuate situations. And surrendering is perfectly capable of with taking action and arising or changing or achieving goals. In a surrender state of totally different energy, a different quality flows into your doing. Surrendering reconnects you with the source energy of being, and you are doing is infused with being. It becomes a joyful celebration of life energy that now takes you more deeply into the now through the non-resist quality of whatever you're doing and creating and enhance it immeasurably. The results will then look after themselves and reflect the quality. We could call this surrendered action. It is not work as we know it for thousands of years, as we as humans have awakened into the world. A word in a world of work will have disappeared into the vocabulary, and perhaps a new word will have been created to replace. It was the quality of the consciousness at this very moment. At this very moment, it determines your future. You will experience. So to surrender is the most important thing you can do to bring out positive change. Any action you take is secondary. No truly positive action can arise out of an unsurrendered state of consciousness. I can see that I am now in a situation as unpleasant or unsatisfactory, and I completely accept the moment as it is. There will be no suffering or unhappiness. How I have risen above it, but I still can't see where the energy or motivation for taking action and bringing about change come from it. If there wasn't a certain amount of dissatisfaction in that state of surrender, you see clearly that there needs to be done things that take action, doing one thing at a time and focusing on that one thing at a time, learning from one nature of everything and the accomplishment and miracle of life unfolds without dissatisfaction or unhappiness. That's why Jesus said, look at the lilies, how they grow. He literally told understand if your overall situation is unsatisfactory or unpleasant, separate out from that instant and surrender to what is. That's the flashlight coming to the fog. Your state of consciousness has ceased to be controlled by the external conditions. You are no longer coming from the reaction of the resistance, and you look into the specifics of the situation. Ask yourself if there's anything you can do to change the situation, improve or remove yourself from it. You can do that in appropriate action. Focus not only on the 100 things that you will, maybe you have to do the same future, but it will be the one thing you can do right now. This doesn't mean that you should be only planning. And maybe well, that planning is the one thing that you can do now. But make sure you start not with the mental movies, but to project yourself into the future and so leave yourself in the now. Any action you take may not bear fruit immediately. Until it does, do not resist what it is. If there is no action, can you say not currently remove yourself from the situation either? And you use the situation to make you go more deeply into the surrender, more deeply into the now, more deeply into being. You enter this timeless essence of the present, and you change and you come out of this in strange ways without needing a great deal of doing anything on your part. It becomes helpful to be cooperative. Even if factors such as fear, guilt, or initial burden you taking action, they will dissolve in the light of your conscious presence. Do not confuse surrender with the attitude I can't be bothered anymore, I just don't care anymore. If you look at it closely, you'll find that such attitude is tainted with negativity, and that for a hidden resentment is not surrender at all, but a mass resistance will continue to hide in some dark corner of a form of thought or an unacknowledged emotion. See the back. Yeah. Galatians chapter 10, the meaning is surrender, the acceptance of the now. And if you made it this far, thanks for watching. I'm Max. That was the Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. I want to take my information with you, and I'm out.